Hi there, this is Sue. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to take a few very quick minutes to talk through the full moon that we have happening today. It is called the strawberry moon. Why? Well, it stands to reason when you move anywhere in the northern hemisphere and you realize that June is actually strawberry month. You can go into the fields, you can buy them on the sides of the roads, every grocery store that you go into, they just have punnets of the most divinely gorgeous strawberries that you can buy. And so this moon that we have as we go into June is always called the strawberry full moon. So it is this beautiful reminder of the abundance of Mother Earth. Now, what we also have happening today is we have what is called a penumbral eclipse. Now, this is not a full lunar eclipse. What it is when the shadow of the Earth casts its energy over the moon, and it doesn't eclipse it completely. What we're going to see is that moon is going to look as if it's darker. It might appear orange, it might appear red, but so we're still going to see the beautiful full moon. We're just going to see her looking very, very shadowed, and her color is going to change from light luminescent pale into this orange or this red color. Now, it's happening as we go into the early evening. So depending on where you are, Central European time, UK time, it's happening as we move into the early evening. So it's not really going to be dark enough to see that full glorious effect of this penumbral eclipse until we get to about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. If you're in the States, then you're going to have this happening during your daytime. So it's not going to be as spectacular as some of the eclipses that we've had in the past. But what remains true is that a lunar eclipse is considered inauspicious. You've got to imagine that what is happening is that moon, that goddess energy, that beautiful energy of that goddess moon is being overshadowed. She's being cut off. And in Vedic tradition, a lunar eclipse is not an auspicious event. This is one of these events that we want to just take very great care of our emotional equilibrium as we go through the eclipse and for 24 hours afterwards. This is considered to be a period you don't put your crystals out to charge underneath a lunar eclipse. You don't eat during a lunar eclipse, and this particular eclipse is going to be taking about 3 hours. We don't eat during a lunar eclipse, and you don't leave food out, because in Vedic tradition, food that is left out has the ability to decay, and its nourishment and its nutritional value decays far faster underneath an eclipsing moon than at any other time. So if it's at all possible, try and eat before, eat afterwards, but don't eat during an eclipse, because it really isn't considered to be auspicious event. Go out and have a look at it, but don't spend a great deal of time underneath this lunar eclipse, because one of the things that this particular eclipse has is it is happening in Vedic astrology in the sign of Scorpio. It has an incredibly powerful Mars influence, and we all know that out there, emotions right now, they're running hot, they're running heavy, they're jagged, they're fractured. We are in a space where there is an explosion of anger, there's an explosion of hell no that is pouring out here. And so what we can expect as we go through this particular eclipse is that this emotional energy that is flaring up at the moment through this Mars energy, Mars and the moon just getting together, we can expect a little bit of erratic. We can expect an overflow of emotion. We can expect the anger on one side just flaring up, but we can also expect that overwhelm inside of us is like, I can't do this anymore. It's just too much. It's just too heavy. So if you're feeling emotional, if you're feeling overwrought, if you're feeling pressured, if you're feeling pushed, if you're feeling targeted, just try over the next 24 hours to pull yourself within, go within, try and find your center. Because here's the thing, when we're angry or when we're emotional and we look outside, we're always going to see something that's going to trigger us and spark us. And so what we want to do is we want to actually just pull ourselves away from the noise of the world. And my God, you know, it's very, very noisy right now. Just pull ourselves away from the noise of the world and try and cocoon yourself for the next 24 hours. Just cocoon your energy. What we've had over this last week is we've had Mars squaring up with Venus. Oh my God, we have seen that Venus is in retrograde. We've had Mars that is just explosive, and we've seen the fracturing of the social fabric. We've seen the fracturing of relationships where he says one thing, she says another, he says this, and it's just reaction. There's been fireworks everywhere we look. We've seen this anger against law and order represented by Mars. We've seen the overflow of the social system standing up and saying it's got to change, which is represented by that Venus in retrograde. Now we've got to imagine we've still got those two very powerful energies, Venus and Mars, doing their thing. Only now what we're bringing in is a lunar eclipse. This has the potential to bring a sting into the tail. When we have a lunar eclipse in Scorpio, it has the ability to bring out deceits and deceptions and lies and conspiracies. It has the ability to bring out smoke and mirrors and unexpected events and things coming out of left field that we weren't expecting, we weren't prepared for. And so here's the other thing, is that because that moon just governs our emotions, just let's be careful and circumspect of what we buy into, what we believe, or what we put our energy behind, just for the next couple of hours, because there are all sorts of shenanigans going on out there. Let's leave them out there. Let's not take them to heart. And so during this time, just to recap, be in a space where you are very, very gentle with you. I spoke about it last week in our webinar, this whole energy of corona fatigue that is pushing all of us to the limit. This is not a joke anymore. It is pushing us financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. If you can, give yourself a timeout this weekend until things have finished. By the time we get to the evening of Saturday the 6th, just give yourself a timeout. Allow yourself to come to center. Allow yourself to come to a space where you just come back to that calm within you. I know it's easier said than done, but if possible, don't go out there tonight. Don't get involved in arguments. Don't get involved in opinions and he said and she said. Just be in a space where you nurture and you honor you and the people in your environment, in your home. I am going to be back with you. We're going to do a full-on video looking at what is coming up. We're in full-on retrograde season. We are in a space right now. We've got Saturn, we've got Jupiter, we've got Venus in retrograde, we've got Pluto in retrograde. We're going into a space where Neptune also goes retrograde. As Venus comes out of retrograde, guess what? Mars goes into it. So this is really, it's agitated, it's fractured, it's emotional, it's extreme. And the best thing we can do when everything's extreme out there is just cocoon. So look after yourself, take care of yourself, and I will be back with you very soon. See you soon. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.